Well, here's a sport you might not know much about. It's called freediving, and Kelowna is home to one of Canada's best, and she's training to represent our country at the World Championships in Cyprus.
Freediving is essentially when you are doing depth diving on one breath and you don't get to breathe again until you resurface.
So you're going as deep as you can, and there's no air down there.
No air down there, no. So it is as deep as you can. Obviously you progress like you would in any sport, you slowly go deeper and deeper and deeper to the point where you're comfortable, but yeah, that's essentially what you're doing.
So you were far away from home and saw people doing this sport and took an interest in it?
Yeah, well, technically I started 2 years ago. I lived in Thailand, and that's where I started. It was in the south on an island there, and that's where I first heard about it and did my first course, and I couldn't stop talking about it. So then last year I decided to dedicate my time to train full-time, and I was going to train here originally, but one thing led to another, and I ended up living in Egypt and training there for the past 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are going down to crazy depths. Is this safe?
Yes, it is safe. It's actually a very safe sport when done properly, like anything. You could say that you're as safe as your safeties are experienced, or as you are experienced. So when you're surrounded by the right people and you're training in a way that isn't exerting yourself every single time you dive, then yeah, it's definitely a safe sport.
So quickly take us through it. When you're doing one of these deep dives, you put these crazy long fins on, you got your wetsuit, a bit of weight on you, and then what happens next?
So basically you're taking some time before to relax, so you're doing a relaxation phase before your dive to lower your heart rate and basically prepare for your dive as much as possible. You're taking one big full breath, and then you do a duck dive and you begin your descent. So there's 4 disciplines actually in freediving. Right now we're talking about bifins, which is what I've been up to.
Right.
So you're going to do your strong kicks at the beginning, and then once you hit a level of neutral buoyancy in the water, then you taper off and go into a free fall.
You're actually just sinking.
You just sink.
That's kind of creepy.
It is. It's like it's very relaxing. It's very meditative. Some people say it's almost like a crash course into meditation because of how therapeutic you need to be. You need to make sure you have no tension being held. Your mind isn't wandering. No negative thoughts are coming in.
How does it feel when you're doing that? Is it peaceful?
Oh man, it is peaceful. It is. It's honestly, the way down is I don't want to say it's the easy part. You have a lot of things going on, like a lot of the pressure you're dealing with and keeping your body, like your ears equalized. But it's when you're going up, that's the part that is, that's when you're exerting the most energy and you have to isolate the muscles that you're using. Like for example, I don't want to be straining my arm or my back when I'm using my legs. So you want to use as little oxygen as possible.
I'll say, because you go, how deep, what's the deepest?
That I've gone?
Yeah.
Deepest I've gone is 67 meters.
Wow. So you're away from the coast right now, so you have to make up some kind of training here, in a pool. What do you do to try to stay up with your sport when you don't have access to a deep ocean training center? Right.
Well, it's actually been a bit of a challenge here because there's no freediving community in Kelowna. So there's Facebook groups, we talk, there's a community on the coast of Spiros and cold water freedivers. But for myself, it's really strength training, a lot of apnea and dry training. And then obviously you go in the pool, but the thing is that you need a safety whenever you're doing any sort of breath hold underwater. So I basically came here and I was asking for people to train with me so I could coach them to train with me.
Yeah, I guess you need to try to build the community of free divers to at least 2 around here.
Exactly, it needs to be at least 2, and then we can train together, and then everyone else can come join.
So you're headed to Cyprus?
Yeah, that's the plan. So right now I'm looking for funding in order to go. My original plan was to do my next training cycle starting this fall, and then I would be training for next year's cycle of competitions. But I got invited or got selected to join Team Canada this year, so I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. But so yeah, this plan is to compete in the World Championships in 2021 in Limassol, Cyprus.
Thanks so much for telling us about it. I hope you get to Cyprus, and maybe we'll talk to you when you get back with, maybe a medal or something.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
Thank you so much.